Welcome to Splatalot!
The magical, mythical and extremely messy kingdom where 10 brave young warriors go head-to-head with those despicably devious defenders as they compete to capture the much-treasured Splatalot crown.
Big Al's on the way!
Can the defenders keep the castle safe from the attackers? Or will our young warriors overcome every hurdle and find a true champion to rule the kingdom?
So who will tumble, who will tilt, who will teeter, and who will go splat? Hello, I'm Teardrop Bumblehive Overlord.
And I'm Fondue Praline Fountain Pen Rothschild.
Now, in your world, you might know us as Dick and Dom.
But in the splendidly silly kingdom of Splatalot, we can call ourselves pretty much anything we like, can't we, dear?
Could you call me by my Splatalot name, please?
Teardrop.
No, my full Splatalot name.
Teardrop Bumblehive Overlord. Huh? Now, the reason we're all here is to find a new ruler for this kingdom.
So we've set 3 challenges.
In the Moat Challenge, all 10 attackers compete, but only the 6 fastest will progress to our second round, Ditch the Dungeon.
4 will survive that and battle it out in the final until one attacker emerges victorious.
And that victorious emerger will become the new ruler of Splatalot, not something to be sniffed at. Here's the Moat Challenge in more detail.
We start with the baffling barrels and piercing pellets, then it's up the slippery slope. But beware the vile volley.
The rolling mace is next, followed by the impossible incline and the beastly battle axes.
The bridge of disaster guarded by the Aqualizer takes you to the debilitating disc, which is the final obstacle before the finish line.
Talking of obstacles, let's introduce the little darlings who'll be defending the moat today.
Scab, the barbarian, whose interests include Tai Chi and toe cheese. Thorn.
My name is Thorn, and I'm here to splat you.
And Vane, who's gone for the sports casual modern-day archer look.
Oi, where's Vane? I think we'll get more done without him.
Great, so the defenders are 1 man down before we've even started.
But the show must go on. Scab on the vile volley and Thorn on the slimy slicer will just have to cope on their own.
Here's our first attacker, Bailey.
Ginger's had soul.
Apparently she likes creepy crawlies.
She'll love the defenders then.
Bailey, you have to get past me and Thorn and...
Oh, Vane's still not turned up.
Did he forget to set his alarm?
Thorn, where's Vane?
Bailey's on the slope.
Heads up!
Scab splats Bailey, but she hangs on. Now, can she capitalise on the lack of defenders?
The short answer is no. The long answer is no, she can't.
But you know what, Thorn? I'm gonna... Yeah, and then... You're gonna switch up? I'll do it.
Not exactly the most coordinated plan in the world.
Howling Bishop, not too well coordinated by Bailey either.
I think the incline deserves most of the credit.
And as if by magic...
See that, Thorn? I'm like lightning.
Yes, but before Scab can strike, Bailey needs to weather this slime storm from Thorn.
And it's too much for her.
She loses her footing, rebounds off the axe and takes a plunge into the moat.
Have you seen Vane yet?
I haven't. Don't look for him in there, Bailey.
It looks like it's just you and me.
I doubt that's going to make Bailey's life much easier.
Fall, Bailey!
And she does. But she also finishes, although 10:56 might not be a very competitive time.
Here's attacker number 2, Jade.
Why am I here right now?
Well, let's show you.
That's my Jade.
You have ugly hair!
Careful, Jade.
The thing is, if you're a barbarian, then having ugly hair might be a compliment.
Oh, and Jade can't manage the mace.
Do you think she's worked out why she's here yet?
Jade down the incline, and oh, rip snorter.
That splat certainly put a spring in her step.
Oh, here's Mr. Sleepyhead. He's in so much trouble right now.
Oh, look who decided to show up!
Jade strolls casually over the bridge. Vane needs to wake up fast.
Vane!
Time is it?
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
Finally, Vane realises what's going on.
Lemon sucker!
Well, at least that humongous splat from Jade saved Vane's embarrassment,
And she finishes with a time of 7:12.
causing her to dance in a silly way.
For the fellas.
Well, Cameron, I'm sure the fellas will be very happy about that.
Heads up, Cameron!
Splat fact, Cameron can unicycle.
I wouldn't advise that right at this very moment.
He's over the moat and down the incline. Good so far.
Scab senses this could be a fast round.
Well, he's already over the axes.
The bridge poses no problem for him either.
What's the deal? Slow down, let's do a race.
No, Vane, that's precisely what it is.
Wet suitcase!
See what happens when you rush it, bro?
This is what happens. A fantastic time of 2:22.
Let's throw in some goo.
You can call me William Splatner.
Okay, William, let's see if splats are the final frontier.
What?
You know, William Shatner. He was the original Captain Kirk in Star Trek.
Our mission, to boldly splat, where no attacker has gone before.
Oh, I really hate Star Trek.
All right, how about Splat Trek?
Don't be illogical. And while we're at it, that is not William Splatner. It's a girl called Emma.
Beam me up, Scabby.
Well, Emma had fun with her battle cry, but less fun round the moat and does not finish.
I don't want to be here.
Hey, no one's forcing you, Griffen.
If you don't want to be here now, wait till you encounter us defenders.
I think Griffen's kidding around, but... Oh! Nose goblin!
I don't think the barrels were kidding around.
Looks like he don't want to be on the mace much either.
But the incline's going to catch him out. Crabsy Nesbit.
Well, he was way too pacey across the macey.
And now he's got Eggy on his facey.
Shut up.
Thorn tries to slow Griffen down, but he's too quick for him.
Vane's going to be in trouble then.
The drowsy defender really needs to focus now.
And he's loosened Griffen's grip.
But that time of 2:34 is still very fast.
So, halfway through, what does Vane have to say for himself?
Well, I guess I better go get my uniform. Maybe a sandwich, too.
That did not sound like a full apology to me.
Maybe he can't say sorry on an empty stomach.
Back to the attackers, and so far we've had a little bit of everything, as the leaderboard can now reveal.
Cameron and Griffen both finished in well under 3 minutes. Jade and Bailey could be struggling with their times, and Emma sadly could not complete the course.
The 6 fastest go through, so with only 5 attackers remaining, our current leader Cameron is already safe.
But the other 5 places are anybody's for the taking. Yes, Splat fans, it really doesn't get any more exciting than this.
Right now, we really need to talk about Vane.
Let's do more than that.
The Dick and Dom Amateur Dramatics Theatre Company proudly presents Mr. Vane. Once upon a time, there was a dude called Mr. Vane.
Dude!
Mr. Vane had a best friend called Mr. Mayonnaise.
Mr. Mayo, dude!
One afternoon, Mr. Mayonnaise introduced Mr. Vane to his other friends, Mr. Cheese and Mr. Toast.
Cheese and toast, bro!
But later that same day, the naughty Mr. Vane ate all of his new friends, had a disturbing dream, overslept and was late for work.
Ooh! Oh, dude!
The end. Right, now that's all cleared up, here's a reminder of the leaderboard. Cameron's already qualified with 2:22. Griffen looks safe with 2:34. Jade and Bailey might struggle with their times, and Emma did not finish.
Dude! Thanks, mate.
Right, let's see if the real Vane's better prepared for the second half.
There's Scab on the vile volley, Thorn on the slimy slicer, and wait for it, yes, there's Vane in proper uniform.
It's my bar mitzvah!
Attacker number 6, Elijah, gets the second half underway with a gentle slip, slide, and shimmy off the barrels.
It's your bar mitzvah, yes? You are now a man, so run like a man.
Loin Trooper!
Fish toot!
Nicely done, Scab.
Well, I think it's fair to say Scab is fired up for the second half.
But Elijah is bouncing back. He's over the mace and the incline.
Not so steady on the axes, though. Battered sausage!
He slips on some slime and tries he might. He just can't hang on.
Might make a man out of you after all.
He's on the bridge now, but not for long.
Out the disc. Over handy!
Well, despite that splatty round, Elijah might just scrape through with 550.
Mazel tov! You're now a man.
I'm already tired!
Amanda's about to get a wake-up call. Dish fud!
Cannonball!
Oh, Scab's way off target.
But Amanda finds the moat with incredible accuracy.
Move, Amanda! Move!
He misses again.
It's not a joke. Just squirt some smoke. Here, have this.
Thorn, the slime slicer of rhyme, tries to put Amanda off with poetry, and it's worked.
I think the battle axes may have contributed too.
And Amanda completes the course in 9:15. That puts her in 5th place, so she's still in with a chance of qualifying.
Here's Chami.
This is the most embarrassing day of my life.
Now, is Chami just kidding with us?
No, after one look at those barrels, Chami calls it quits. So that's our second DNF today.
Actually, it was more of a DNS, did not start.
I'm solid.
Yes, but you'll be liquid in a minute, Ryan. See? Told you.
Let's see how solid you are.
Scab taunts karate black belt Ryan and puts him off his stride. Skillet!
But he's fine down the incline.
Yo, if you're solid, how about a little bit of gas?
Ryan ignores Thorn, but he can't ignore the battle axes.
Yes, the axes give Ryan the ultimate karate chop.
It's also a less than solid performance on the bridge.
Solid splat, bro.
Just the debilitating disc to go. Naff hanky!
Well, after that karate move, I'm surprised the finish platform has survived.
Ryan had certainly survived with 422.
The slime missed him.
You're not supposed to dodge it, kid. It's Splatalot.
That's better!
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
You're about to be in the middle of the moat, Joshua. See? Right again.
There you are.
Scab launches a paintball, then a slime ball. It's an all-out splat attack from the barbarian.
Oh, Joshua leaps and just about hangs on.
Well, it was a near-perfect hurdle, but his lead leg slipped.
He slides down the incline.
Hippie finger!
Well, he tried the feet-first approach, and he ended up feet-first into the bilge.
Joshua tries the hanging-on approach this time.
Thorne's trying to loosen his grip with anything he can get his hands on.
Oh, ranky doodle!
They're throwing everything at Josh, and all this time in the moat is slowing him down.
He needs to beat Amanda's time of 9:15.
Again, it's an unusual approach on the disc.
But the usual splatty result.
He won't mind, though, because that time of 8:39 is good enough.
And that calls for some celebratory slime.
What's this, though? He wants to share the celebration with Vane.
Dude, you almost got that in my hair.
So through to round 2 are Cameron, Griffen, Ryan, Elijah, Jade, and Joshua.
They were the fastest round the moat, so do we reward them with a nice hot drink and a bicky? No! We stick them in a dungeon.
Yes, all 6 will enter, but only 4 will survive this seriously splatty challenge.
So, Teardrop,
Yes, Fondue?
do you think it would be fun to reveal the full Splatalot names of all the defenders?
Wouldn't that make them look silly and ultimately lead to us losing all respect for them?
Yes.
All right, then.
Good. You go first. Right, Vane.
Splatalot name. Vainglorious Staple Gun Brunch Tickler. Thorne?
Splatalot name. Ringbinder Melchit Thorndike Bubblejet the Fifth.
I can see why he shortened his name to Thorne.
Scab.
Splatalot name. Scab.
Scab. Disappointing.
Only joking. It's Lacewing Scabernattle Dot Matrix Treacle Drizzler.
That's more like it. What about all the others?
Well, let's leave the rest till later. Special treat. Back to the attackers now. Here's a reminder of the ones who've made it through to round 2.
We have Ryan, Joshua, Elijah, Jade, Cameron, and Griffen.
And here's the course they need to conquer. Once they've escaped the stock markets, they must cross the splat walk and climb the loathsome ladder. The first 4 who can make it to the top of the dungeon will claim a flag and earn a place in the final.
But in their way will be 3 slime-fueled defenders.
So 3 defenders, you say?
I do. Okay, so out of Kookaburra, Fatal, and Medivh, whose Splatalot name is Vuvuzela Goldleaf Pugil Stick Eyewinker.
I'd say that was Kookaburra?
No, he's Blue Jay Camembert Synth Drum.
Of course.
That leaves Fatal.
If at first you don't succeed, just maybe give up.
Or Medivh.
Okay, Vuvuzela Goldleaf Pugil Stick Eyewinker. It could be either of them.
Here's a clue.
Clever.
So down in the stock market, we have Griffen, Ryan, Joshua, Elijah, Jade, and Cameron.
The defenders have Slimeball slinging Medivh at the top, with Fatal and Kookaburra splatting from the sides.
And they're off. They break free of the stocks and then spring the lock on the gate. That gives them a free run at the splat walk. And look at Ryan go.
The rest form a disorderly queue behind him.
Okay, it's time to get messy. Cook unleashes the froth proper, and Fatal gets to work on the slime stick.
And underneath all that icing is Ryan.
Cameron tries something, but it leads to nothing.
Griffen also loses his grip and heads for the moat.
Jade follows suit. I think there's a pattern emerging.
Yes, but Ryan is still making progress. It's slow, but he hasn't slipped yet.
It's a Yeti.
Okay, Cook, he hasn't slipped yet.
Wasn't that funny, Fatal?
Ben Sandwich! Cook splats Joshua and down he goes.
Bye-bye.
Here's Medivh with a slime ball.
Easy, Cameron. She hasn't done anything yet.
Cook's still frothing, and finally Ryan loses his footing.
Griffen's hanging on, but inevitably the froth proves flummoxing, and down he goes all the way back to the splat walk.
There's no way he's getting back up.
Oh, Blue Jay Camembert Synth Drum, you're so funny.
I don't see Cameron laughing.
Medivh loves to bowl, though.
Medivh goes for a slime strike, and, well, it doesn't really bowl the attackers over.
Yes, Ryan stands tall once again.
Cook has more success with Cameron, who is spending an awful lot of time in the moat.
But what's this? Griffin's almost over. Medivh needs to do something.
Well, push comes to shove, and down goes Griffen. Oh, and he takes the rest with him.
That's the strike Medivh wanted earlier.
Fantastic. Hands on.
Woo-cha!
I'm not sure if I respect her methods, but she does get results.
Time for some mouth chop.
Guess what? Ryan's back.
Give me half out.
High-fiving and high-powered frothing. Oh, but Medivh gets a face full of foam from Ryan. He's using the defenders' weapons against them.
Fatal manages to dislodge Griffen.
I'm a coming, Medivh.
Fatal's on the way.
Get out of here, you green beast.
Cook brandishes the pokey pike and succeeds in sending Joshua back down the loathsome ladder.
But there are plenty more attackers in strong positions.
Cook seems to be on his own.
But he's managed to send Griffen packing too.
Fatal's on the way.
On the way or running away, Fatal.
Cameron's sliding away.
I take it all back. Fatal's returned with the ball of doom.
And the Doom Ball does what the Doom Ball does best.
Look at Kookaburra. He's absolutely exhausted after that onslaught from the attackers.
But they just keep coming back for more.
Fatal's really fired up now.
She needs to be. Medivh's disappeared.
Cook sees off Elijah with a bucket of slime.
And he quickly reloads for Ryan. But it's Cameron who succumbs slippily to a slide with a southern slant.
With Jade for company.
But Coop can deny Ryan no longer. He's over the finish line and is the first one through to the final.
Griffen could be next, but no, he slips and down he goes.
her mother teach her any manners?
Yeah!
What about Mediva's manners? She was off duty for ages.
Wait, look at the camera.
Cook tries to trick them, and it's worked! Griffin slips, and it's a Splatalot. All 5 attackers end up in the moat.
It's not even a camera.
3 places in the final are still up for grabs.
But Cameron can't grab hold of anything at the moment.
Surely someone will join Ryan soon.
Not Joshua, not yet anyway.
Give me some balls of doom, baby.
Here comes another Doom ball.
Oh, and it goes straight for Jade.
Nothing lucky about that rollover.
Wow, she won't be in the 3rd round.
Don't underestimate her, Cook. She's climbing that ladder with the other attackers, and they're coming back at ya.
Cook and Fatal once more defend the finish line.
And Joshua heads back down into the moat.
Cook uses the pokey pike again, and Griffin, then Elijah return to the splat walk.
Cook splats Joshua now. He and Fatal have been amazing today.
Even more credit for Ryan then for finishing so quickly.
Here comes Cameron, but once again, Cook repels him.
And Cameron helps the defenders by dislodging Griffin. Can anyone get past Cook now?
Well, Elijah might, but Cook switched places and splats him from the side.
Oh dear, Cameron once more heads moatwards.
Now Fatal spotted a strong run from Joshua. She tries to hose him down, but he's broken through, and we have our 2nd finalist.
He joins Ryan at the top and grabs his...
And Griffin is hot on his heels. 3 finalists, 1 place remains.
And it's going to Elijah.
Yes, that's it. Round 2 is complete. We have our 4 finalists.
Which means we have to say farewell to Jade and Cameron, but hello to the slide of shame.
Jade's first, she slides, and I, for one, see no shame in that.
Cameron's turn, slippy, slidey, shamey.
No shame for this lot, just plenty of celebrating.
Here's confirmation of the Fab Four who will be featuring in the final. Ryan, Griffin, Joshua and Elijah.
Now that is how to ditch the dungeon. Ryan must be our fastest attacker ever.
Yeah, he did brilliantly, but so did Cook and Fatal, holding the others off for so long.
So that kind of attacking, up against that kind of defending, should make for a truly gripping final.
Time for a Splat Stat attack with up-to-the-minute stat facts from the Splat Stat hat. Woo!
Elijah has finished 4th in both rounds. Joshua is our most improved attacker with a 6th and 2nd place. Griffin has done well, coming 2nd and 3rd. And Ryan is the overall favourite with a 3rd and 1st place to his name. And that was the Splat Stat attack. Here's a reminder of the finalists. We have Griffin, Elijah, Ryan and Joshua.
And here is the course that stands between them and the crown. The obstacles are many, starting with the Diamaya and the barrier of all barriers.
Then it's a trip across the terrifying T's, which lead to the scary go-round.
Once on board, the attackers face the annihilating arm, then the gruesome twosome.
They lead to the clobbering cannons. Then it's down the royal ramps and over to the rock wall.
And at the top of that wall, the crown awaits its new champion.
But the course wouldn't be complete without this lot.
Yes, it's the defenders, all 6 of them. And what a mixed bunch they've been today.
Scab and Vane are on the Splatzookas. Mediva and Fatal are at the clobbering cannons. Cook's at the Aqualizer. And Thorn's on the Vaporizer.
Elijah's in yellow, Joshua's in red, Ryan's in green and Griffin's in orange.
They head for the Diamaya. Oh, and Elijah's down, leaving Griffin to make it to the barrier first.
He clears it with ease, and so too does Ryan.
Not so easy for Elijah.
Griffin at the tees now.
What did they? Yes, that's what we do! Because we are men!
Thanks for that, Scab. Elijah and Joshua now successfully over the barrier.
Griffin tries the tees. He trips up, but holds on.
Heads up!
Ryan avoids a Scab splat.
Griffin's back up now, and he's making great progress. Yes, he's the first one over.
Ryan now. Oh, this is new. He tries sliding across. The slow and steady approach.
Dog flap.
It's on your face still. That's how awesome I am.
Back to Ryan. And he's made it over. Oh, but they've ruled he didn't land properly on his feet, and so he has to do it again.
So Griffin could extend his lead here. He's on the scary go-round. Now he must get up and over the annihilating arm.
Well, he's up and over. He's having a fantastic round so far.
Hey!
Well, Scab's seen him, and Thorn's waiting at the gruesome twosome.
Griffin leaps, and finally he splats.
Back to Joshua on the tees. And look at him go, avoiding the water blast. He's over, and the landing is good too.
Griffin makes it back onto the scary go-round after he fell in. And Joshua's joined him.
Elijah now. Oh, and that's a step in the wrong direction.
Griffin's already completed the arm.
But Joshua hasn't, so he needs to get over it. But he's stuck.
Griffin returns to the gruesome twosome, and this time he's made it.
Thorn tries to vaporize him, but Griffin shrugs him off and firmly holds on to his lead.
Flat, me daddy!
Elijah stands still at the tees and becomes a sitting target.
Thought you said he was standing.
Now Joshua comes unstuck, and Thorn finally dislodges Griffin.
Hey, Splatter!
I don't think Elijah feels at ease on the tees.
Griffin gets past the cannons without even being clobbered.
But our red-hot favourite Ryan is still a long way behind on the tees.
Griffin reaches out for the royal ramps. Oh, zucchini bluffer!
Yeah, it's time for a spell in the moat.
S-P-L-A-T.
Okay, Fatal, you don't have to take him literally.
And finally, Ryan's made it over the tees.
Elijah's still finding the tees troubling, though.
Now, can Ryan make up for lost time? He's on the scary go-round and approaching the annihilating arm.
Back to Elijah, who gave his all on the tees, and he's decided to call it a day.
Ryan now on top of the arm. He waits for the scary go-round and lands.
But Griffin is still a long way ahead, approaching the rock wall.
My name's Kookaburra. I like long walks on the beach and small dogs.
Kook's trying to talk Griffin into the moat, and it's worked.
Ryan can claw back some time now. He's got his claws in the twosome.
You don't understand. I could have been an attacker. I could have been somebody.
Not sure if this is the time to reflect on your career choices, Thorn.
Griffin's back on the ramps.
Trespassing on girl territory, Griffin.
Fatal's getting all territorial,
I'm sure Griffin wouldn't mind relocating to the rock wall.
but he slips again.
Double moisture, you're in the water, and I'm spraying you.
So the other attackers are still in with a chance. Joshua's back on the scary go-round and just about keeps his balance as he heads over to the annihilating arm.
But he just can't get over it. And once more, he's in the bilge, which means he'll have to try the arm all over again.
And Griffin has to try the royal ramps again.
He's made it over comfortably, but he knows the rock wall's a different matter entirely.
Here comes Ryan. He's past the cannons and has almost caught up with Griffin.
Fatal gives him pause for thought with an earful of slime, but he leaps and makes it onto the ramps.
This final's really hotting up now. Ryan and Griffin are pretty much head-to-head.
The defenders are throwing absolutely everything they have at the two attackers.
Griffin tries again and he falls again. Maybe it's Ryan's day after all.
But no, Ryan can't hold on either.
So they both have to get back onto the ramps.
Griffin's already there, surely this time.
Dishfoot! Well, the defenders aren't making it any easier for him.
Another one.
Griffin tries the wall for the fourth time, and falls for the fourth time.
Meanwhile, Joshua tries one more time to get past the annihilating arm.
I think he's about to come unstuck.
Well, he came unstuck by getting stuck, and down he goes again.
Despite an unhelping hand from Fatal, Ryan is back on the ramps.
Griffin is right behind him, so there's still very little separating them.
Fatal's still defending her territory. Griffin's distracted by that. He needs to concentrate on Ryan.
Who's made it onto the wall?
How will Griffin respond? Well, he's made it too. What an incredible race. It all comes down to their climbing skills now.
Who's gonna win it? Who? Oh, I'm frustrated.
Kook was so caught up in the excitement, he almost forgot to keep defending.
That aqualizer could make all the difference. One slip and it's all over for one of them.
The defenders once more give everything they have.
But it looks like Griffin will defy both them and Ryan as he makes it to the top first.
Yes, Griffin is our new king, but just look at the sportsmanship from Ryan.
The defenders could learn a lot from that.
Joshua also pays tribute to Griffin.
All hail the king.
Well, that has to go down as one of the best finals in Splatalot history.
We predicted that Ryan had the edge, but Griffin started the final so well.
Ryan clawed back the lead, and even then both had more than one chance to win.
But Griffin emerged triumphant and truly deserved his victory.
So that's a pretty tough act to follow. Who can possibly compete with Griffin in the splat of the day?
The answer is not one, but 5 attackers. Back in round 2, Medieval is desperately defending the dungeon. One nudge from her sent 5 of them splatting all the way back into the moat. And that's why we call it Splatalot. Back to our new king and his journey to the crown. Griffin splatted his way round the moat and finished with the second fastest time of the day.
He progressed to round 2 and succeeded in claiming the 3rd flag.
But he really came to life in the final and thoroughly deserved his victory.
So here's our new ruler.
What are your plans, Griffin?
My first act as King of Splatalot is to throw one of you into the moat. I wish I could do it to all of you, but today it will be you, Vane.
That's the right decision. That's what you get if you turn up late for work.
Remind me never to work for you.
So, what have we learned today? Don't be lazy like Vane, and never give up like Griffin. How would you sum it up in a few words?
Marzipan Crystal Whisk Hole Puncher.
Pardon?
Medieval's Splatalot name. We never mentioned it earlier.
Oh, yes. Okay. Back to Vane's Splatalot ceremony.
Well, I suppose wet is one way to describe it, Vane.
Great landing. We'll have plenty more splats for you next time, but until then, keep splatting!